What a joy to be with you here on this Thursday of the Word of Encouragement. And today I'd like to go to Luke chapter 18. In Luke chapter 18, we have the parable of the young rich man and how he wanted to follow the Lord, but when the Lord told him he had to give up everything, he just was unwilling to do so. He was very sorrowful, and it was a sad time. And the Lord talked about how impossible it seems for rich people to get saved, but then he says the things which are impossible with men are possible with God. But then Peter in verse 28 says, "Lo, we have left all and followed thee." And here's the verse, the two verses I want us to see. "And he said unto them, Verily I say unto you, there is no man that hath left house or parents or brethren or wife or children for the kingdom of God's sake, who shall not receive manifold more in this present time, and in the world to come, life everlasting." As believers, one of the great privileges that we have is to make some sacrifices for the Lord. Now, in our generation, we know very little about sacrifice, but God will always bless if we are listening to His will and we do what He says, and especially if that means sacrifice of our material possessions, our time, sometimes relationships, many times it's very difficult situations. We find that God will do a sweet work in our life. But He does say that even though God will bless now, in the world to come, God genuinely will bless. That's where we lay up our treasures. So often we look at how will this work right now? All right, what's the cause effect? What is the formula here for our life? And certainly every time we do what is right and the Spirit of God's working, we have the fruit of the Spirit. So there's great treasure in that. But sometimes we'll sacrifice and then not have much for quite a while. Or we will invest our time and give of ourselves, and we might be really worn out for a period of time. But we need to remember that if it was the will of God, anything that we've sacrificed, we will have great blessing now, and we certainly will have in the world to come. We need to have an eternal view. We need to have a long view. We don't need to have such a short-sighted perspective. And so it's very important for us to think that through, and in our lives allow God to work in a way that we are truly doing what He wants, knowing that if we do, He will bless, and I promise you we will be encouraged.